Welcome back, and I hope you learned something from my previous video. Happy Valentine's Day to all those who are in love, and those who aren't in love, be patient, your time is coming. Allow me to take you through the journey of Mujolo. Success is measured with a lot of things, and it consists a lot of things, but consistent is key. So is love. Love is measured with a lot of things, and it is compromised with a lot of things, but communication is key. When my grandfather passed on, I asked my grandmother, because my grandfather was one of those guys who was very mischievous, those guys who you see in the streets, those guys who could get drunk all day and do all sorts of things. So when he passed on, I asked my grandmother, and I asked her, grandmother, how have you been with this man for this long, dying in all terms, and you have managed to get all together with this kind of a husband? She smiled at me and said, you know what? This was all because of forgiveness. If I couldn't forgive this man, there was nothing I could ever do. I could have gone home away for a long time. Listen to me very carefully. Love is a broad word. Love is so underestimated in this era, in this generation of ours. Love consists of a lot of things. It's more like building a house. It doesn't take a day to just be in love with someone and build something that could last. Just like success is consistent. Of course, it is built on a lot of things. There is a lot of hard work required, a lot of sacrifices, but consistency is key. So as a relationship is not built on a daily basis. A relationship is not built on one day. It takes time, and communication is key. You cannot fake communication. You can't lie to communication. If he or she is not talking to you, what does that mean? You have the answers to yourself. Relationship is built on communication. Just like you building a house, the foundation is communication. If the communication isn't fair enough, if the communication isn't viable enough, then there's nothing you are doing. You better leave that or quit that. I encourage you to do that. And then when you raise above, when you start putting bricks, walls, the paint, there are things that you do together, the things that you explore together, the things that you do on a daily basis that makes the house strong, that makes the house so beautiful. You choose the way you want it to be. This world is full of imperfect individuals. So am I, so are you. We are all not perfect. We have our flaws, we have everything that makes us us. But when building a relationship, it's more like building a house. You have walls and you have to shape them and maintain them the way you want them to be. And each and every day requires a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices. But communication is the foundation that is based on each and every relationship. Now, there is the most important thing that is required, which is the roof. The roof is the most important asset on a house. You see, when a roof is leaking, it might destroy everything beautiful that is inside. And it's more like a bomb that is just waiting to explode. When a roof is leaking, there is a lot of things that are going to happen. And what is the roof? The roof is the forgiveness. Funny, right? Forgiveness is the key to a better, best relationship ever made. We are all not perfect. We have got our flaws. We've got a lot of things that we encounter each and every day. But there are a lot of times that you feel alone. A lot of times that you feel like everything is outcasted on you. There are a lot of things that happens to our life, including our relationship life. Sometimes I encourage people to be single. It's better to be single than to be in toxic relationships, than to be in a relationship where you are not sure if you are together or you are not together anymore. My sister, my brother, take your time in these relationships. Take your time to study a person. Only if you can study a person's character, that's when you will know and get to realize who you are dealing with. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense to realize things after, or to regret what you've done after a lot of time or a lot of years wasted with the person. I encourage people to take their time. Take a lot of time investing in other people's character so that you see who they are, you see who they are. Sometimes it's not about how you guys link or how you guys connect. That can fade in a single day. That can fade in a single phase of time. But if you take the time, you get to realize who they are, their imperfections, and then you get to see if you can compare with their imperfections or if you cannot, before you have spoiled everything. One thing I regret is not taking my time as a young adult just rushing into relationships because maybe I was too afraid to be alone or too afraid to be good. Hey, she's single. But the more you rush into things, the more you allow negativity, the more you allow things to sink into yourself, is the more you are destroying yourself a bit by bit. Sometimes it's better for you to stay single and healthy. Yeah, of course, many people may say it's not healthy to stay single, but it's better to stay single than to regret or to be in a toxic relationship. You are never going to be there for everybody. So as everybody is not going to be there for you, that's the same with relationships. Not everybody you meet, you hustle with, is going to be there for you. But with time, you get to realize who this person is and if they have true intentions on you. Don't waste your time. Don't just rub shoulders with people and then you think you are doing the best. Most times you think, I'm a man and I'm just changing women and I can date whoever I want. I can do whatever I think I can do in each and every day. But then you realize when you get old, you have children and maybe they are girls and they are going to face the same thing that you were doing to each and every woman you have abused, or each and every woman you have neglected, or each and every woman you have done whatever you have done. It's gonna come back to you at the end of the day. Why can't you just find one woman, settle down, and then just live your life? If you cannot find one woman, then wait. Be patient. Your time is coming. God gives everybody an equal opportunity, an equal time, an equal individual for themselves who is fit for themselves. But sometimes we've got a lot of things that we are looking at and we forget the most important thing, the character, the attitude. Relationship needs also the right attitude to build it. It needs a lot of things that is required. To all men who are out there, and if you are there and if you say you are jolarizing or you are doing mujolo for yourself, yes, it's enjoyable and it's nice for you to do that. But remember, you have kids, and if you are unlucky to have girls, I'm very sorry for you. You need to change. You need to change your behavior, change your attitude, and do the better things. It doesn't matter you have been hurt before, or you have been broken before, or the woman whom you loved cheated on you, or the woman whom you loved transferred or did a lot of things to you. It's still going to come back to you. It's still going to wake up on the same bed with you. Your kids are going to go through the same as the things you were doing to those women. The cry of a woman is more important than anything else. Sometimes we figure why we are unlucky and why we don't get everything we are planting for. Like you can invest on a business and then it doesn't work out. Like you can invest or build a house and then it doesn't work out. Sometimes you have to look back and say, did I do the right things in my life? Maybe you have got girls or women whom you played around with, whom you didn't treat well, whom you just evacuated and did a lot of things to them. My brother, you were just building a bomb that was waiting to explode. But if you are doing that now, and this is the right time, I guess this is the right time to change your behavior, to change your attitude and do the right things for yourself, because there is a lot more coming to you than you were anticipating. In this life we are living, we have got a lot of things that we can do. We've got a lot of things that we can play around. We've got a lot of things that we can acquire. But we are failing to get to some things just because we have got things that we have done in our past. We've got things that are haunting us. So you need to look at yourself and look back at yourself and see if you haven't done some things of sort. Have you been hurt before? So am I. So is everybody out there. A lot of people, a lot of us have been hurt, distracted, destroyed by the people whom we trusted. But it's not the end of the world. You can just pick up yourself and start over again. Look at yourself in the mirror. I have seen a blind man holding plastic bags of groceries in his hand. He walked towards me. He sat on the same table which I was sitting. I was waiting for him to say something, but he looked at my side. And then when I realized that, I greeted him, and then he greeted back. And then I waited so that he could say something. I then asked him a question. Are you buying this for people at home? I didn't know what to say. And then he said, yes, I am. I went quiet for that moment. I didn't know what to say, frankly speaking. He looked at my side and then he said, you know what? We have a problem as individuals, especially those who are built. We tend to have problems in life, and then we think but that's not the truth. The truth is, kuremara, disability is not zvinhu zviri kuoneka kuti handina makumbo, handina maoko, or handione, handinzwi. That's not disability. But disability is somebody who's failing to do whatever they are failing to do. If you plan a thing, or if you plan kuti ndoda kuinvesta mari yangu mune zvakadai, you have to do exactly as you planned for. But if you cannot do it, that's disability. Because that man looked at me and said, I feel bad for people who are out there. And then I'm like, you are the one who's blind, and why are you feeling bad? He said, Inina, I have achieved a lot of things in my life. I've taken my kids to school. My firstborn is at the university, and my secondborn is at Deaf Livingstone. But I've seen a lot of men out there vanodhakwa zvakashata, vanoita zvinhu zvakashata, vasingatokwanise kuendesa vana vavo kuchikoro, and then they look at me and they say I'm disabled. Rethink about that. Disability is not measured by anything, but is measured by the mind. Is your mind capable of doing the things that you want to do? Is your mind capable to change the behavior or a certain attitude that you really wanted to do? If your mind can do that, then congratulations, you are not disabled. But if you can think of something and then you cannot do it, or if you can invest on something and then you cannot do it, failure is acceptable, but consistency is key. You have to keep on and thriving and striving and trying hard so as to reach your goal. We all attain our goals at a certain point, but it needs consistency. But if you can fail to do that, if you can wake up one day and say I'm giving up, then you are disabled. You cannot do the best things that you wanted to do on your life. So what am I saying? What I'm just trying to explain is, don't be a disabled human being out there. Don't just stay there. Don't just sit down and say I have been heartbroken, I have been destroyed, I've been wasted, so I'm going to destroy other people. That's disability actually. So if you think you are out there and you think you have done a lot of things, this is your chance to just change your attitude, to just bring the right attitude and start over and find a person. Take your time to find a person who can suit in your life, because the Bible says in Genesis, azvina kunaka kuti murume agare ari ega, anodawo mubatsiri, which means relationships are much more important in our life. We should engage in them, but we need to take our time. Thank you for watching my video, and watch out for more. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone who is in love and who is in relationships. To all those who aren't, be patient. Your time is coming.